Welcome to the eStockCar World Series on Maconi Entertainment. Tonight, the drivers find themselves back on an oval, but this oval is known for its low grip and it also has progressive banking. This is Miami Homestead Speedway, a deceptively simple track that rewards tire saving and lane choice more than most other ovals its type. Progressive banking helps provide a combination of high and low line racing. Who will find the speed in the track tonight? My name is Joey Atterbury, and joining me in the booth tonight is Will Tiller, Joe Donahue working the controls as our producer, and the camera angles being provided by Dougie Beard. It's race number 9 of 10 of the regular season here in this eStockCar World Series. Who will secure themselves into the top 12 in points to advance into the playoffs? Last week, we saw Blake Reynolds return to the series and immediately find victory lane. But it's Barrett Polimas currently out front as our series points leader, being chased closely by Connor Berry and Paul Mikulajic in the top 3. Will, we raced on a road course last week and now we're here on a South Florida night. Tell me more about this NASCAR venue.
Oh man, in the words of Will Smith, this is Miami here tonight. We're rocking with 1.5 miles here at Homestead, Florida. Track was opened in 1995. Last major track change happened in 1997. Homestead has 2 road course layouts throughout this infield, 20 degrees banking in the corners. Track is perfectly symmetrical. Look at that here, Joey. Perfectly symmetrical racetrack means perfectly symmetrical racing here tonight. Former home of the NASCAR Championship event, which I feel like it should still be here, Joey. No better way to celebrate a championship than down South Beach. And in front of those 46,000 spectators here, South Beach, home to all the beautiful beaches, all the beautiful everything here tonight. Going to have one heck of a race.
Going to have one heck of a race indeed. And the cars are out there doing their qualifying laps right now. And they got 5 minutes to put in 2 timed laps on the racetrack. And right now, it's Connor Berry currently provisionally on pole with a 32.42 leading the way. Barrett Polimas there at a 32.46, and Paul Mikulajic at a 32.500. And Will, like I just said, those 3 names in our intro, we've got our top 3 in points, currently provisionally top 3 in qualifying.
Yeah, coming off of last weekend's race at Sonoma, we thought Connor Berry, we actually saw a little bit of skill out of him there. You know, we've always talked about his dirt racing ability in those trucks. Was it going to cross over here in the eStockCar World Series? We've seen it here this season, Joey. The road course, though, last week just never got that 2 machine out front. Here tonight, though, I think Homestead might be the track we see that 2 machine pop out.
We'll have to see if Connor Berry can go up and get that checkered flag. And before we get going, I want to mention Maconi Setup Shop and Maconi Entertainment. If you're interested in getting your iRacing race league special event or even series broadcast here on the screen, head on over to www.maconisetupshop.com. Click on that Maconi Entertainment tab up at the top, fill out the information, and Jeff will get back to you on how we can work all of your action onto the screen so you can share it with your friends, family, and fans out there wanting to watch you. And also, while you're there, head on over, check out those subscriptions starting at just $8 per month. Find the car that you like to drive, click on it, see what they've got to offer, and start to instantly drop your lap times. Maconi Setup Shop, the home for setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, event promotion, and more right here on the iRacing service. Now that we've got that out of the way, it still looks, Will, like it's our top 3 hasn't changed. Connor Berry, Barrett Polimas, Paul Mikulajic. That's going to end qualifying for us. So maybe your crystal ball is right and Connor Berry going to get that checkered flag tonight. But we mentioned it, 65 laps that the trucks are going to have to do tonight. And you know that they've got 4 tire sets available to them. And look at this. We got the grid here coming up. We got cars lining up on pre-grid on pit lane, and going to have Connor Berry leading the way. Next to him is going to be Barrett Polimas. Third place will be Paul Mikulajic. Fourth got lined up is Crystal King. Fifth, Hayes Booth. Then we got Sam Brochu there in sixth spot. Matthew Hofert, seventh. Tyler Green in eighth. Nicholas Dashlet, ninth. And James Burke in the 10th spot.
Picking up in the 11th position, we have Matthew Jarrett in that 81 machine. Picking up in the 12th, we have Sean Winkler in that 20. And we roll off, and 13th will be John Lynch in that 90. 14th will be Patrick O'Toole, that 44 here this season, Joey. That Patrick O'Toole in that 44 coming on a little bit strong. Watch out for that 44 here tonight. AJ Marsh in that 34 machine will roll off 15th. Troy Neeson in that 19 will roll off 16th. Zachary Drapkin in that 56 machine will roll off 17th. Jordan Neeson in that 8 will roll off 18th here tonight. In the 19th position, we have Riley Marabello in that 92 machine. And our top 20 will be bookended by Sean Williams in that 89.
Gonna be a few more out here. Lance Marsh in 21st, Nathan Ramsey 22nd, and Don York rounding out the 23 cars. Or, I'm sorry, I always do this. 23 trucks that will be taking to the racetrack here. And got a little bit of differing strategies as some of the cars take the apron. Some of them go up onto the oval, and since it's only a mile and a half, or I should say, since it is a mile and a half, we're only going to get the one pace lap here. Already see that the pace truck lights are out. And Will, we mentioned that it's progressive banking. Do you think the trucks are going to search around? Do you think they're going to go up top? Do you think they're going to go down low? What do you think we're going to see here on lap one?
I think you're on lap one with only 65 laps on that shot clock, so to say, Joey. I think these drivers will waste no time jockeying for a position. I think Connor Berry here at the top of the grid has his hands full here on lap number one to block both lanes to get comfortable right away. Not going to have much time to think about which groove, which lane is going to be the best lane throughout this race. You're just going to have to wing it here tonight, Joey, and I think Connor Berry can excel at that here tonight.
He can, and looking at some nice, cool Miami night, 64 degrees ambient, 66 degrees on the track. That means they will be hooked up out there and waiting on the number 2 machine. See Barney the flagman with the green flag, and these competitors are on the loud pedal accelerating down into turn 1. Hayes Booth tried to get a nose inside, but it's Connor Berry currently out front with our lead.
Right now, Connor Berry in that 2 machine takes us off at 2. Caution's out. Caution's out. We have cars wrecking. Trucks wrecking, excuse me, on the apex of 1 and 2 here at Maconi Entertainment.
Didn't even get a full lap in the books here, and looks like Jordan Nissen here in the number 8 truck just really loose on entry. Going into turn 1, came all the way down the racetrack and unfortunately came into contact with another car, brings out the first caution. I believe he came into the contact with a 153, Will.
Yeah, we'll watch right here. We'll see these trucks now on the racetrack here at Maconi Entertainment. We're going to watch what happened there to bring out our first caution of the night. Very early here tonight, Joey, our first caution. We'll see the 8 just going to come down to that lane, just going to make contact with that 53. Not sure that it looked to me, though, Joey, the 8 already had damage on the left side of that truck. Maybe was just struggling to get that truck around, just incidentally made contact with another driver there. Just a sketchy situation here, 1 lap in.
Well, I'd hope that he didn't have damage already on the truck. We hadn't even started racing yet, Will.
A pretty spiffy paint scheme on that 8, though, I gotta say. Pretty damaged up, though, but it looks nice down pit road.
Yeah, no, he's going to come down, get that thing fixed up, probably get some new tires on it, fill it up with fuel, get back out on the racetrack, and looks like he is currently 1 lap down, but we'll have the opportunity at least to get back out on the lead lap out there.
Yeah, right now, as you see that wah machine right there, that 77, we have seen that truck before, Joey. Right in that exact position, that 77 machine here tonight. Just going to creep there in that spot until it's go time. Watch out for him here tonight.
Well, you mentioned the 77 there. That's Paul Mikologic, and comes in here. Now, let me double check these points. He's currently 3rd in the points standing, so definitely a big points race for him. Now, it's the top 12 that motivate, or I should say migrate, into the playoffs. And looking down there, that's going to be AJ Mars, Nicholas Dashlet, Matthew Jarrett, and Patrick O'Toole kind of looking outside, trying to work their way in. So, Will, those are names that we're going to have to keep an eye on. I see Nicholas Dashlet back there, currently in the 10th position. I see, let's see here, Patrick O'Toole back there in 19th, and that's the number 44. He is our winner at Talladega earlier this year, so keep an eye out for Patrick O'Toole and all of these other drivers. But you're right, it's speed out front. Mikologic, one of our top 3. Connor Berry, one of our top 3. Hayes Booth, also one of our regulars. And also, don't forget about Barrett Polimas, our current points leader, sitting right there in the 4th spot.
Yeah, that 79 machine, I monikered him Darth Vader the way he races here in the trucks. I've seen him in other leagues, other series. Very good driver, Barrett Polimas there in that 79 machine. But here we come down the backstretch right now. The lights are off of the pace car here. We didn't even get a lap in here at South Beach. As now we're going to creep down to 3 and 4. We're going to go green flag racing here once again. As Connor Berry in that 2 machine is going to creep up to that green flag. Joey, we're going to see if we can get 1 lap in the books.
I wish Homestead was South Beach, and if you've ever been there, yeah, Homestead, you got to go a little bit further south to get to Homestead.
A guy's got a dream, Joey. I live in Florida myself. A guy's got a dream.
Well, here comes Connor Berry into that restart zone already on the gas. A little bit of a better jump does the number 2 get than his initial restart. Still Paul Mikologic, and then it's Hayes Booth now in that number 5 truck, gets down to the inside, will claim that 2nd position away from Mikologic. And look at this, even has the run off of the corner to go challenge our leader, and it's going to be the number 77 that's going to push Hayes Booth to the lead.
Yeah, he gives him a huge push. Indeed, a Superman, a soldier boy. You push right into 3 and 4. Hayes Booth, our new race leader right now in that 5 machine. Been racing very strong as of late now. Hayes Booth in that 5, our race leader down the 1.
Really good move from that number 5 car to start all the way back there, a couple rows deep on that restart, and get down on that low line, take advantage of the acceleration of the trucks, and they're still accelerating there on that first lap, and get help ultimately from that number 77, get pushed to the lead. Now, I don't think it really changes much. 65 laps that all these drivers have to do. It's going to be about who can save the tires the most right now, and Paul Mikologic gets into the back of the number 2.
No!
He collects Connor Berry. We've got a yellow flag on the racetrack.
Oh man, does that shake things up here tonight from Homestead? Connor Berry's going to be involved. You see that hood's going to be crinkled up on the front of that 2 machine. You also see Barrett Polimas in that 79 is going to be wrecked out on that as well. Big pileup of leaders here early on.
Man, I know we'll see if we can get a replay here of this incident. It was the number 77 that gets into the back of the 2 car. You see how close these top 3 have been running all race, and just as they go off to lift here into turn 1, 77 gets into the back of the 2. The 2 gets really loose, loses it up the racetrack, and here's Barrett Polimas with nowhere to go.
Oh. Now, Joey, here, as we watch this on Maconi Entertainment, is there anything that could have been done differently there? Could the 77 may have slowed down a little bit on the entry of the corner? Could the 2 just went up a little bit more on the track? Could anything have played out differently there?
The 77, that was not intentional at all. It's not like Mikologic was trying to run over Connor Berry. And
Right.
just like that, here comes the 77, going to lead some trucks down to pit lane, actually. Probably take the opportunity to fix any damage that they've got, and getting a few more shots of this replay. I just think it's what happens when trucks run so close. Each of them is searching for the clean air out there, Will, for the nose. And sometimes they choose the same piece of racetrack and things kind of overlap a little bit.
Yeah, we saw it right there here, but Joey, bit surprised from the pace and the intensity so far here tonight. I kind of predicted it here as we crept up to that green flag. the pace here tonight with only 65 laps. If you think about a track like Homestead, you know, I could almost compare it to a track like New Hampshire. It's almost like a lackadaisical track, if you will, Joey. Very long straight, very long back stretch, very, you know, long corners as well. You're creeping around those corners. But with only 65 laps, you almost have to change that whole strategy of how you would race this traditionally.
Well, and I think one of the neat parts about Miami Homestead here is that progressive banking. Um, you know, it looks like a deceptively simple track on paper, but you got less banking down low, you got more banking up top, and that tends to provide, mm, I don't necessarily say more grooves to race in, but more opportunities. Because, you know, you
Right.
always see the fast groove and everybody kind of move towards that fast groove. But it provides more opportunities out there for drivers to make moves on the racetrack for potential passes. And combine that with the low grip nature of the racetrack, and that's partially due to the concrete surface or asphalt, or and it's also has to do with being in South Florida down there. You get all of the sand and the salt blown in, so you have a very, very abrasive surface. It cuts down those tires quickly, and I think that plays into the tire strategy that we just saw with some of the trucks coming down and already taking their first set of tires.
Yeah, we'll watch out for that here tonight. Basically, it turns into a quarter race. You're looking at possibly every 10 to 15 laps. Just maybe keeping an
Hmm.
eye out on those tires to see how it plays out here tonight, Joey. But still under caution here on Maconi Entertainment. This is the eStockCar World Series here tonight. Take on Homestead after we went road course racing last week, which we saw Blake Reynolds win that race here tonight. Not seeing Blake up here at the front here early on in tonight's race.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can, Will, but I know that we're going to be coming to one lap to green here this time by. If you can, I want you to keep an eye on Barrett Polimas back there in 14th place and Connor Berry in 17th. Primarily more the 79 because he's the first truck that's starting on those fresh tires, and you look, the 79 and the 2 doesn't have any damage anymore. They do have one fast repair available to them, and since they had such heavy contact and major damage, they said, hey, you know what? Give me the brand new car, and hopefully we don't run into any problems later.
Yeah, we'll see right now. They got a pair of freshies, so to say, right there on their trucks as we begin to creep now here with the caution lights off of that pace car here as we go down to 3 and 4. 11 laps into this race here tonight of 65 here on Maconi Entertainment. Hayes Booth will take us down to 3 and 4 as our race leader here. Joey, we've had a couple cautions so far here tonight. Frantic pace here at Homestead.
Yeah, a little bit irregular, honestly, for this series. They're usually very, very clean on the racetrack, and seen a few regular names. Sam Brochu lining up alongside Hayes Booth. That was our second place finisher last week at Sonoma, but it's all in the hands of the number 5 car as they approach the restart zone, and he waits all the way to the end to get on the gas, and look at the launch that it provides the number 5 of Hayes Booth as he clears the entire field. Going down into turn 1, Sam Brochu is going to get in front of Christy King, and really good track position for that number 17, sitting in 3rd place.
As things got a little dicey there off corner number 2, Hayes Booth still our race leader in that 5 machine down to 3 and 4 right now. Second position's being held by Sam Brochu in that 25. Sam Brochu's been coming on strong as of late, rocking with that 79 of Barrett Polimas to see right now crossing that line, make it lap 13 down to corner number 1.
Almost contact between Tyler Green and Christy King for that 3rd place position. Tyler Green starting to work the middle and the high side of the racetrack. It's not quite there yet, and Christy King just went all the way up to the wall, but look at this, really first through, I don't know, 7 cars or so, only separated by where they decide to run on the racetrack. And here's Tyler Green once again choosing that high lane, and now we see in turns 3 and 4 it start to pay off.
Yeah, right now down into 1, Hayes Booth still our race leader, but as you mentioned though, Joey, a lot of pressure now coming from green right there, and that green machine on the top side, and that 69 now to the outside of Sambrosi, the 25 down the backstretch right now, battling out for a second, side by side, down to corner number 3.
I'm looking a little bit further back. Barrett Polimas has not made the ground that I thought he would, and just like that, Tyler Green working the middle side of the racetrack, carries the momentum right around Hayes Booth for our race lead. And other drivers, take note. Look at where the 69 is running. He's not down on that white line. You gotta start to move up the racetrack because Tyler Green has found the speed.
Like making sure you cut the water off your toilet as that thing is overflowing. You saw that Connor Berry or Hayes Booth had to throw that block right there on Sambrosi. He felt that wave coming. He threw that tail right in front of Sambrosi. An incredible block right now, but that killed a lot of momentum. Now trying to hold out Sambrosi for a second as now our leader Green in that 69 is beginning to check out, separate a little bit at the top of the grid.
He is, and the only thing that I'm wondering about, Will, is how much is Tyler Green using up his tires in comparison to the likes of Hayes Booth, Sam Brochu, Christy King, who's almost got a nose under the 25, taking a look down there into turn 3, but it's actually going to make her vulnerable to John Lynch here. Now he's got a truck down the inside of the 17. They're too wide here in turn number 1 and 2, but here is where Miami is fun. Look at Christy King able to turn that defensive move now into a run going into turn 3.
Yeah, Christy King out to the inside of Sambrosi, going to take that spot away. Big move right there from Christy King. Now she's right on the outside. Inside now of Hayes Booth crossing this line. Has the 5 machine in her sights down into 1 and 2. Christy King, what a run here tonight. Creeping up the grid right now in the podium position around 1 and 2. Coming off with a big run off of 2. Let's see if she can continue this run. Down the backstretch here, Joey. A battle for second.
Well, don't look now, but the number 2 has entered this battle. Connor Berry started way back there. I want to say like 19th, 20th position on that restart, and currently finds himself in the 7th place position, has worked his way all the way up through the field, and right now looking at the back of John Lynch already with a run. And now, while all of these trucks are providing us some fantastic racing, Tyler Green in the 69 has scooted away almost 2 seconds clear of the field. It comes out to about half a straightaway is his gap right now between 1st and 2nd place.
Yeah, Green right there in that 69 machine, of course, rocking the monster green energy machine with the green rims on that truck. Why not, Joey, to match the last name here tonight is trying to earn some green here tonight. Whoa, big wreck down the front stretch, big wreck.
Yeah, and Connor Berry just in the wrong place at the wrong time gets collected in this. Have to go back and see exactly who that was, but it was Christy King coming up off of turn 4, and I believe it was James Burke was the truck behind. He was on the right side, and just don't think that Christy King was clear going up to the top side of the racetrack. And unfortunately, one of these things where the trucks kind of get hooked onto each other, and man, damage for a few big players.
Damage on the trucks, damage psychologically for Christy King here coming in tonight. Had a pretty good run going on, creeping up to the halfway point of this race. To look as though as her night is going to be ended here tonight, it's going to be a big disappointment. We'll see right here what happened.
And Will, yeah, we'll queue up the replay, yep. But something, I know that we're treating this as a big wreck, but we are still green on the racetrack, and I thought we were for sure going to go yellow because there was multiple R's involved in that, but it hasn't broken up our lead battle at all. Tyler Green still 2.5 seconds out front. Hayes Booth out there in 2nd place. And since things have calmed down, let's go ahead, take a look at exactly what happened here with Christy King in that number 270, or I'm sorry, in the summer 17 truck. Gonna get turned by James Burke here, Will.
Yeah, running in the 3rd position right there. See now coming down into 3. You see that 17 machine still rocking right behind Hayes Booth in that 5. Pretty clean run. You see Sam Bruce, you're not going to creep up in that 25 machine. You see that 7 right there going to come into focus. So let's see the 17, pretty clean right there on the inside. 7 still on the high side right there. Everything's still going pretty good here. We'll have to see on the
And
exit of 4.
It happens in the middle of the straightaway right here, Will.
Watch right now in the middle of that straightaway, Joey. The 17 is going to try to the inside of Hayes Booth here. Let's see what happens. The 17 comes up a little bit on the racetrack.
Well, no, looks like it's going to happen next lap. And so what we'll do is we'll come back to this live action because right now, right in front of Paul Mikologic, it's Matthew Hofert and Lance Marsh battling it out right now for what is the 7th place position. And Barra Polimas, the 79, has migrated to the very top of the racetrack. I'm going to watch, see if anybody joins him up there.
Yeah, very interesting to see how come that was not a yellow there, Joey. Big wreck there here in the eStockCar World Series. But right now we see Barra Polimas in that 79 machine very strong here in this series. Trying to creep up to the grid. The grid now still being led by the 69 of Green here on not 25, down to 3 and 4.
Now, Will, we've covered quite a few of these races. Usually they need to do one stop of fuel. I wonder if that stop earlier on, about 10 laps in, would be enough to make these trucks make it to the end on fuel, or if they will have to come down one more time, because Tyler Green right now, my goodness, almost 3 seconds out front, and he's coming up to the 50%, the halfway point in this race. This might be the opportunity that he takes a green flag pit stop, or do you gamble on that caution, given what we've already seen? It doesn't really come out that often.
Or Joey, here, I'll bounce a question back to you. Do you go 2 for 1 on one of your pit stops? Do you wait to that fuel window to use that and get a fresh set of tires on that pit stop? Yeah, it's going to take you a little bit longer, but you will have a bigger advantage over the rest of the field.
Oh, yeah, I would say that everybody's in their fuel window right now for sure. They're running 65% fuel on these trucks, and given that we're going to be coming up to lap 30 here, coming up to 50%, I would say that all of these trucks, if they stopped right now or later, they're all going to be good to make it to the end.
Yeah, you see it right now here on lap 28. We're slowly but surely creeping up to that halfway point. As you mentioned, Joey, the race leader, 69 of Green, still leading the way. You see Paul Mikologic right there in that 77. You're watching along with us here on Maconi Entertainment. Right there in second, still Hayes Booth in that 5, Sam Brochu in that 25 right there will be our top 3 here on Maconi Entertainment. But you talked about it here. Green now with a 2-second lead at the top of the grid.
And I mentioned it when Tyler Green started to run away from the field. And actually, let's take a look at Sam Brochu right now as he dives down to the inside of Hayes Booth. This is for the 2nd place position. These two have been running very, very close together on the racetrack. But here you see the number 5 with the momentum off of turn 2, able to carry that top speed down the back straightaway. Now the 25 goes down there, takes the shorter distance around, will end up clearing Hayes Booth for the lead. But back to my point, Tyler Green, when he ran away, this racetrack is known for high degradation, low grip. We're already seeing these other competitors start to reel in the number 69. It was up to 3 seconds that Tyler Green had. Now it's down to 1.8 and shrinking.
Yeah, if you're watching along with us here on Maconi Entertainment, you'll see that beautiful shot we just had heading into corner number 3. The rest of the field down starting to creep into the shot of the 69 here. The 69 incredibly enjoying the spotlight here at Homestead, Miami, but you just touched on it not too long ago. You got to start thinking, okay, you have this advantage of this big lead now. How do you play it out? Do you go ahead and head down pit road, get whatever you need done to try to get back out and maybe have this lead again? Or are you just trying to race it out, pit, and just wait for these guys to catch you, Joey? It's a 50-50 for the leader right now.
I think if I'm Tyler Green, right, I'm seeing these cars catch me, and I'm taking a look at timing and scoring here. They're consistently about 0.3 of a second faster than me right now. The gap is already down to 1.2 seconds. I'd probably hang it out for another 1 to 2 laps, which means they'd get right up on my bumper. And then I would dive down for pit lane, take my full set of tires as well as fuel to make it to the end. And that's my play. That's my strategy right there. I can make it all the way to the end. Then if a yellow comes out, everybody else has to pit and I'm going to leapfrog them. That's what I would do if I was Tyler Green. If I'm Sam Brochu, I just keep on turning my laps, hunting them down. I'm going to go up there past the leader.
Yeah, eventually we're going to see a battle for the lead here, but 33 laps in, still our leader, the 69 on green, still pushing us all along. We now see Crystal King in that 17 machine down there in 16th position. Joey, you touched on it though here as we creep up to the halfway point of this race here tonight. Some of those playoff drivers, some of those bubble drivers, if you will, Joey. Give us an update on some of those bubble drivers you were keeping an eye out here tonight.
Well, AJ Marsh is the first one on the hot seat. He is 12th position in points, and right now he sits 11th on the racetrack in that number 34. So he's actually moved up four positions from the starting grid spot. There's AJ Marsh as we're getting a good look at him on screen. And then 13th place in points is Nicholas Dashlet. And Nicholas is not having the night that he was hoping for right now. Running all the way down there in the 19th spot, 1 lap down currently on the racetrack. Going to need a little bit of a yellow or some help on the racetrack to really move him up. And then the other one that's pretty close is Matthew Jarrett. Now, Matthew Jarrett is actually running 10th on the racetrack, the number 81, and he's coming down pit lane because look at this. We've got a handful of our leaders splitting this race up pretty much halfway.
Yeah, it's a pretty good move from those leaders to split this. You see Hayes Booth in that 5 down pit road, Green in that 69 down pit road right now. See who wins this race off of pit road. This is Hayes Booth. This is Green 69. Green looks to have gotten it there, but they're battling down the pit road there.
Yeah, and this is pretty much exactly how I called it. Sam Brochu caught our leader, Tyler Green, and Tyler Green said, you know what? I'm coming down pit road this time. Hayes Booth had an excellent stop. Excellent in and out lap. Has overtaken Tyler Green on the racetrack, but here comes Sam Brochu getting it slowed down to that pit road speed. And right now, all the 25 has to do is concentrate on stopping in his box. Don't overshoot your marks. Don't give up the time you've just earned so hard to make on the racetrack.
Yeah, you see that 25 now head down pit road. Yeah, you said Hayes Booth took that position away on the racetrack. Looks like he took it away on the exit of pit road there, Joey. We had quite the battle there on the exit here. 37 laps in here on Maconi Entertainment. This is the eStockCar World Series. We're coming off a Blake Reynolds win last week at our road course here tonight, taking on Homestead Miami Speedway here tonight. We have a shakeup going on right now with green flag pit stops. We'll see who comes out at the end of this here, Joey, as we watch Sam Brochu exit pit road.
Yeah, Sam Brochu is going to exit our quote-unquote race leader of the cars that have stuck so far. Hayes Booth right behind him, though. Charging down into turn 3. Not much of a gap between the 25 and the 5 on the racetrack, but we have varying strategies currently because Barrett Polimas, Paul Mikologic, Sean Williams, and also Troy Nissen have yet to stop on the racetrack. And Will, this could be interesting because essentially these 3 or 4 cars have put the rest of the field a lap down. Now, if we get a yellow right now, they're actually looking okay.
Yeah, they would be looking okay. It would be that gamble that you were talking about some of the drivers have to take here tonight. 39 laps into this race right now. We'll see how that gamble pays off as now we're starting to see some battles heat up on the racetrack. You see right now, that is the 99 to the top side right now. This is just a battle to stay inside right now. That is that 89 machine. We watch that paint scheme. You see T-Swizzle on that truck every week here, Joey.
Yes, that's the Sean Williams number 89 truck. And That is T-Swizzle on the side, and hopefully brings a little bit of good luck. And I'm looking on the racetrack at Sam Brochu. Now, he's currently catching Barrett Polimas, and there you see T-Swizzle decides she needs to get a new drink out there, fill up with some fuel and some new fresh tires. But Sam Brochu is catching Barrett Polimas. He is almost going to pass Barrett Polimas and get his lap back. Now, if I'm the 79, this is your strategy time. You're looking at about 20 laps left, and yes, here comes the 79. He's going to hit hard on the brakes, come down to pit road, get it woed all the way down, make sure not to speed, and like I am a broken record out here, don't miss your box.
Don't miss your box, indeed, as the Imperial March begins to play, as Darth Vader himself heads down pit road here, battling for the points lead overall here in the eStockCar World Series. That 79 machine here trying to put another W in the win column here tonight at Homestead. See how quickly he can get off the pit road, get back into contention here tonight. Our race leader on the track still at 79, Barrett Polimas. You see Sam Brochu in that 25. Starting to heat up a little bit there on those Goodyear Eagles.
Now, Barrett Polimas is not going to gain any track position out of this strategy call. It's going to fall all the way back to about 9th, maybe 10th place even on the racetrack. It looks like John Lynch is going to be able to get by him. However, keep an eye on that 79 because he now has, let me check here, almost 10 lap fresher tires than the trucks around him. So that 79 is going to light the wick and turn it up real fast.
Oh, yeah, that guy. He's going to burn it down behind the wheel of that 79 machine. Right now, Barrett Polimas has his sights set on Paul Mikologic in that 77 machine. Paul Mikologic there rocking that Wawa paint scheme here tonight. Thought he could get a little home cooking, seeing as though Wawa's here down in Florida. Almost every city you go to now, Joey. That Wawa machine not having as great of a run as we've seen as of late out of that 77.
Yeah, and jump up front right now. Riley Marabello is hounding the back of Sam Brochu. He's going to take a look up top in turn number 1 and 2 in his 92 truck. He is there. See what kind of momentum he's able to carry down the back straightaway. Sam Brochu now the inside line. He's going to dive it down towards the white paint there, but look at this. The high line, Riley Marabello. He's going to take away the top spot. New leader to the point.
Riley Marabello, our new race leader here at Homestead. As we dig down to 1 and 2, now there goes Sam Brochu in the 25 machine. Not going to field out that inside lane there as Riley Marabello will go surfing on that top side lane. Now we exit 2 down the backstretch right now. This battle now separates top 2 on the racetrack here down into 3 with 21 laps to go. We have a battle for the lead, Joey, around 3 and 4.
Yeah, looks like Riley's got a pretty fast truck underneath him. We'll see if it comes back to bite him later in the race. Still working 20 laps to go, and Hayes Booth about a second back being chased by Tyler Green as well. But look at the 2 varying lines up front. You got Riley running up top, Sam running down low. Right now, it certainly seems like that top groove has a little bit more speed, a 33.1 compared to a 33.2. The difference between our top 2 runners that last time around.
Yeah, in the words of Conor McGregor, who the heck is that guy? Riley Marabello has been overshadowed by the likes of Blake Reynolds, Barrett Polimas this season so far. Riley Marabello somehow, some way in this race just crept up the grid. We didn't see his name at all. All of a sudden, he's at the top of the grid now with 19 laps to go. And that top side lane now seeming to work for that 92 machine, just pacing around 3 and 4 right now. If he can continue running these laps here, Joey, and hold it down, he might have that checker flag at the end.
Yeah, might have that checkered flag at the end. And you're right, I'm looking it up. Looks like Riley Marabello started all the way back there in 19th position. So he has had a very uphill climb to work his way to the top. But right now he is setting sail with clean air in front of him. Sam Brochu behind him. And I've kept an eye on this number 79, Barrett Polimas. He has just passed about 4 trucks that last lap on the racetrack and is currently our fastest truck on the racetrack, 33.0 in traffic compared to a 33.2 out of our leader.
Yeah, you see with 17 laps to go, though, Joey, these laps are going to start to tick by. These drivers are going to be beginning to get a little frantic behind the wheel here. And now round 1 and 2, we're keeping an eye out on that 79 machine of Barrett Plahemus here on Maconi Entertainment. Down the backstretch right now, the race is still being led by Riley Marabella in the 92 machine.
And somebody we haven't mentioned in a while because he's way down there in pit lane. We don't need to show him, but Connor Berry, one of our points front runners, just not having a good night. He's going to have to rely on basically his points tally so far to keep him inside that top 12, Will.
Yeah, and that's a shame, though, Joey, because I mentioned that 2 machine of Connor Berry has, I'd say, last week at Sonoma, I expected maybe a better race. Finished top 3 last week. Good run out of that, too, but I expected him to be in contention for the race win. A couple of these other tracks have gone to this season. The 2 machine, with all the experience, everything that he has in other series, figured might have better runs. But here in this season, it's not been going the 2's way. Here tonight looks to have gone south for him again. I know one driver that is loving how south this race has gone, seeing as though we are in South Beach here tonight. Joey knows a little further away from Homestead Miami Speedway, but that's Riley Marabella taking us down to 3 and 4 with 15 laps to go, our race leader.
Trust me, I would much rather be in South Beach with a mojito than out there at Homestead Miami Speedway. It's a little bit of a nicer setting with those palm trees out there rather than the hot blacktop, but I guess it is a nice evening under the lights here at Miami Homestead Speedway. We've got the camera on number 92. That is our leader, Riley Marabella right now. Sam Brochu is the truck that is right behind him. Now, these two were locked in that battle, and once Riley got out front, Sam has not let go at all. He's stuck to the bottom side of the racetrack, and going to be curious to see if there's going to be a tire wear difference between the two trucks because they're running similar pace, but totally different areas of the racetrack.
Yeah, now with 13 laps to go, we go down in the corner. Essentially, this race is now a 2-truck battle at the top of the grid. We see a wonderful shot here on Maconi Entertainment. That is Hayes Booth currently in third. Pretty far away there. Looks like a mirage on the screen here. Is now Sam Brochu in the 25 with a big run down to 3 and 4. Going to try for the lead here on the exit at 3 and 4. Huge run coming off of 4. Sam Brochu in the 25 now going to go door to door with Riley Marabella. We're battling for the lead down to 1.
And I think this is a bit of the tire difference that we're seeing in the wear. Sam Brochu now got that low lane hooked up pretty good. Is he going to slide in front? Yes, he will. Takes the lead back away, but here comes the over-under from Riley. He decides not to take a look down the inside. He's going to stick to the top of the racetrack where he's been familiar. The 25 sticking down towards the bottom where he's been running. These two competitors staying with their familiar territory, and looks like it's the 25 now that has maybe saved a little bit of tire. And just as I say that, he takes away the line from the number 92.
Yeah, I was just about to say that there, Joey, as we come off corner number 2 down the backstretch. Sam Brochu with a very strategic move there, one step ahead. There goes the high side on 1 and 2. Kills the momentum there. Now on 3 and 4 goes low side. That 25 machine just to essentially laugh at Riley Marabella, who's now trying to hold on, catch that draft down to 1 as Sam Brochu's trying to separate into the corner with 10 laps to go.
And check this out. Barrett Plahemus side by side with Tyler Green going into turn 1. The 79.
Riley makes contact.
I'm sorry, it looks like the 79 is going to be able to get around Tyler Green there for that 4th place position. And that 79 continues to be the fastest car on the racetrack. He's not necessarily making up the ground to go up there and get the win away right now, Will, but Hayes Booth in that 3rd position is right in front of him. He can definitely go get the number 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that there, Joey. I think Riley Marabella in that 92 machine made contact coming off of 2 there on that last lap. We'll see if that 92 machine slowed at all or if that lead gets bigger in that 79 machine. Oh, Barrett Plahemus can creep up the grid there, Joey. That was my bad on that one here with 9 laps to go. We'll see if Darth Vader can start to slice and dice through the field down to 3 and 4.
Yeah, and taking a look, there might be a little bit of damage on the 92, but you're right, Will. It looks like definitely fallen off the pace just a little bit, and I just wonder if it's the long game of the tire strategy. And here's Barrett Polimas underneath the number 5 of Hayes Booth, just like how I was saying. 79, the fastest truck on the racetrack, is gonna clear Hayes Booth coming off of turn number 4 here. You see the 79 go all the way down to the white line, use that shorter distance around, use up those tires that he's got, but I'll give it to Hayes Booth. He is fighting tough on the outside.
Yeah, Hayes Booth with a little bit of a side draft warning to the 79 there off of 4. 79 now having a battle with the 5. They love to see it at the top of the grid. Go ahead and dice it out coming off of 2. Down the backstretch right now is Riley Marabell in the 92 machine. Can take a little bit of stretch off his shoulders. There goes Hayes Booth to the inside of the 79 right now. This is a battle for third here, Joey. These guys are wasting a little bit of time as there's contact off of 4. Hayes Booth, though, saves it. There's that dirt track experience coming into play right there, Joey, as we head down to 1.
No, yeah, I don't think there was any contact there, but they got close. Hayes Booth definitely slid up the racetrack, but saved it before he got up into that lane of the 79, and the 79 continues its charge. Now, our leader, Sam Brochu, is going to be coming out of turn number 4, but going to be getting 5 laps to go. Does Barrett Polimas, our points leader coming into today, does he have the pace to go up there and hunt down that number 92, which has now fallen 1.5 seconds off of Sam Brochu? This is going to be interesting, Will.
This is very interesting indeed. Right now, we're taking a look at that 92 machine here on Maconi Entertainment. You see Barrett Polimas in the shot as well right there coming off of 2. Barrett Polimas, all of a sudden, Joey, I have this faintest hearing of the Imperial March of Darth Vader coming in his TIE fighter there, searching down Luke Skywalker. Here he comes with 4 laps to go. Will he have enough time, Joey? As now we're into 1 and 2.
And really, I shouldn't speak too soon, because I look at Sam Brochu and he's fallen off 34.11 compared to Barrett Polimas 33.70. So I think that Sam Brochu is a little bit further ahead in terms of track position. However, 79, Barrett Polimas, if he doesn't make any mistakes, if he keeps it off of the wall, all he's got to do, keep the head down, and anything is possible as we're working 3 laps to go here at Miami Homestead.
Just like in the words of Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. As we're watching the end of this race here tonight, we're in Miami, just like Miami blew a 23-point lead to Florida State the other day. Anything is possible here tonight in the eStockCar World Series. Barrett Polimas currently in third, trying to take home the checkered flag here tonight. Has to get around the 92 Riley Marabella, but has to do it with 2 laps to go. As now we head down to corner number 1.
2 laps to go out here for the eStockCar World Series, round number 9. And it's Sam Brochu that currently leads the way off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, but the race right now is for the 2nd place position, and Barrett Polimas already pulling up alongside of Riley Marabello. Takes a look down low into turn number 3 as our leader gets the white flag from Barney. We're going to be working 1 lap to go, and look at this. Barrett Polimas with a clean run. Does Riley Marabello try the over-under? No, he does not. Now he looks down towards the low side of the racetrack. The 79 taking the high side, but more importantly, they got a lap truck of Christy King. Where is the number 17 going to go? But it's the 79 going to clear Riley Marabello easily. Let's take a look. Sam Brochu, our leader, coming out of turn number 4. 2nd place at Sonoma, taking home the bacon here at Miami Homestead.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. 305. here tonight. Sam Brochu in that 25 machine comes out here tonight in the black and white paint scheme, looking so fresh and so clean, trying to show off here for the South Florida folks, and did just that, winning here tonight, Joey.
Yes, what a win from the number 25 out there, Sam Brochu. And look at them all lining up to go give him a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a stripe. That shows you what kind of character Sam Brochu is. He is loved by all of the competitors out there. Everybody going up to give him a little bit of love. Say, man, what a race, 25. You did a heck of a job.
Yeah, that's interesting to see. They're all the drivers there showing a bit of love here in South Florida. Now we see that 25 machine about to burn down those Goodyear Eagles here tonight. 25 machine here tonight. Sam Brochu, I'd have to say, Joey, just ran a perfectly sound race here tonight. Just let everything fall into his lap, if you will. Just timed everything perfectly. Just raced an incredible race. Didn't really see any mistakes at all out of that 25. Just timed everything great. And at the end, takes home the checkered flag for all that hard work.
You see the yummy, yummy donuts right now from Sam Brochu. And he had that winning strategy. He hung out behind Marabello for a little while. And then when he said, time to go, I need to use up my tires, he said, peace out. Ultimately stole away that win, and we're getting kind of a trio of donuts right now on the straightaway. I don't blame him. We saw Barrett Polimas also burning it down on the straightaway. Riley Marabello, your final podium finisher, also doing burnouts. And I think if we can, gonna get the official results pulled up here, because number 25, you see him doing the victory lap the other way around the racetrack. And I want to make sure we give all these competitors just a little bit of time to get into the interview room before we get going here. But it's Sam Brochu taking that win, that big celebration. Barrett Polimas, our points leader, coming into today. What a great points haul with a second place finish. Riley Marabello there. Good finish with the 16 spots from that 19th starting position to finish third. Hayes Booth fourth. Tyler Green inside the top five. Paul Mikologic, another one of our points contenders, sixth. Matthew Jarrett, seventh. John Lynch, eighth. Sean Williams and T. Swizzle there, ninth. And then Matthew Hoffert there in the top 10.
Yeah, checking out the 11th position here tonight. AJ Marsh, talking about the run that he has to have here tonight to stay in the points table. Look at Troy Neeson in the 19 machine, going to finish 12th. Crystal King here tonight was a top 5 truck. I'd have to say at least top 10 here, finished just short of that top 10 and 13th. Lance Marsh in that 60 machine finishes 14th. Sean Winkler in that 20 machine finishes 15th. Nicholas Dashlet in that 23 machine finishes 16th. James Burke in that 17th. The 153 of Don York finishes 18th. Jordan Neeson in that 8 finishes 19th. And Nathan Ramsey in that 4 machine finishes 20th.
And then we got Zachary Drapkin back there and Patrick O'Toole with an incident early on, several laps down. And then we mentioned Connor Berry with those 2 incidents. That second one, just an innocent bystander, comes home 23rd. Not a good points day for that number 2. But looks like we've got our winner, Sam Brochu, joining us here in the booth. Congratulations, Sam.
Yeah, thank you. Finally got me one.
Yes, you got one. You were runner-up at Sonoma last week, but today, parking it right there in front of Barney with that checkered flag.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh man, it was kind of a odd race, honestly. I was just kind of riding with Hayes there, my teammate, and we saw. I'm not sure which number it was, but he took off and led that entire first run, and me and Hayes were we knew that we would catch him, but we just didn't know when. And I caught him 2 laps before I was coming in, and he was out there for a long time. And then I cycled right in front of Riley, and then from then on it was me and Riley. I saw Riley ripping the top, and I knew I knew that he was gonna burn his stuff off sooner than later, and I just stayed disciplined to the bottom. It was really tempting to go up there and run the top, and there were a couple times where I did go up there, um, with the lap car running the bottom, and also just going up there to test the waters. And I finally got up there that last time, and I saw that I could carry a little more speed than Riley. I wasn't too confident on the top in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 I was really fast. So I just disciplined myself, run the top 1 and 2, and bottom in 3 and 4, because you're making time on the bottom in 3 and 4. So um, I was able to grab the lead there and then just set sail. I mean, it's funny though, because I questioned even running this race. I'm not a big fan of trucks here at all, and I highly questioned it. But I guess I'm glad that I ran, winning, and a team top four lockout is pretty cool.
That is very cool indeed. And I wanted to ask you, when you came out on that final pit stop and you were racing Riley there, were you holding back a little bit with your tire strategy game, or was it purely just that you were going to run the bottom versus Riley running the top, and you knew that you were going to have a better pace at the end?
It was kind of both. The top here in really any car is just a cheese grater. And I knew the bottom had speed from the first run, and I also knew the top had a lot of speed. But I think what really set the tone for me for that run is when Barrett, came down pit road and told the guys his right front after running the top for 15 laps. He said it was like 73 or something, and I think that set the tone for me to stay disciplined to the bottom and kind of hold back. I didn't want to push because I knew that I'd catch Riley later, and I didn't want to run the top because I knew that if I did run the top too early, our tires had a better chance of evening out. So I definitely say it's both. But I'm kind of a bottom feeder. I really like running the bottom, but I also really like running the wall. But I guess my love for the bottom kind of overtook it tonight.
Well, and my final question for you out here is because we're out here at Miami, and were you aware that the number 79 on that alternate pit strategy was coming there at the end of the race? And he had about half a second a lap on the front runners. And were you aware that Barrett Polimas was that close behind you?
Yes, and it was scary because every time I'd come out of the corners, I looked down at that relative and he'd be 3/10 closer than he was going into the corner. So it was kind of freaking me out. Um, but then I think with 3 to go, I saw he was stagnant at 3 seconds, and I was like, well, he's gonna have to throw a second a lap at me, which I don't think he can do with me saving my tires on the bottom and him grinding the top. Like maybe if I had ran the top that entire run, he could have gotten to me. But yeah, it was for the last 7 laps, I'd say it was pretty nerve wracking. He definitely big brained that strategy. Almost worked out for him, but Barrett he's a really good driver. He's very clean. So I knew that if he got up to me, he would have raced me with a ton of respect and vice versa. But, I think I just had the upper hand of running the bottom there.
Yeah, well, and last thing, is there anybody that you want to thank or say hi to?
Yeah, just Barrett, Riley, Hayes, and Jo. We were just discussing a lot this race, writing, just trying to play smart with each other, especially me and Riley during that battle. I got to thank him especially for racing me as clean as he did. Um, there were a couple times where I ran the top to kind of block his run, and then after that, I never do that to Riley, and after that, I thought he was gonna race me super hard with like no respect, but I got to thank him for racing me clean, and Hayes for giving me the spot when I asked him to. He really didn't need to do that. And then just Jo and Barrett, they're both really fast, but in times they're there for moral support, and I definitely felt that support tonight.
Awesome. Well, that was Sam Broshu coming home with the win here at the eStockCar World Series at Miami Homestead Speedway. And next up looks like Will Tiller standing by with Barrett Polimas.
Yeah, Darth Vader himself, that 79 Machine Barrett, Paul Hemus. Great run here tonight. We just spoke to the winner of Sambroshu there. Talking about how it was a team victory here tonight. Break down your race here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it didn't start off very well because we got shunted in the wall. um, and we had a legend car motor in there for a little bit, but luckily we had the quick repair, and I was able to come down pit road and just keep it clean for the rest of the night. We almost got caught up in another wreck there. Say probably lap 20 or so, and we were able to get through that as well. So that really put us in a good position because then I think we were fifth, if not just on the fringes of the top five. So it was really nice to be able to kind of save. I mean, it doesn't seem like there was really hardly any saving tonight. I mean, obviously Tyler got out there early, and then we were catching him pretty good towards the end, but he was, pushing. So um, I don't know. It was just a really fun combination of I think elements is the word I'm looking for. Because it seems like we were really able to run anywhere we wanted on the track, which was awesome. I haven't had a race like that in a while. Um, so like when the tires were fresh and new, we would run the bottom because that was quicker, and we could probably save a little bit more tire down there just by being down there because we're not putting as much load as we are on the high side. But once the tires were out and started tightening up, then we would move up to the top. And if you figured out how to run the top, you were going to be very, very fast. So it was lots of fun ripping the fence. I think this is probably the best track to do it on. Um, and multi-groove racing all around. There was so many good side-by-side battles that I had, especially with Hayes and Riley there towards the end. So yeah, I'm hoping that we'll have more races like that in the future, but there's no track like Homestead. So we'll see. But all in all, it was a really good, really fun night.
Yeah, definitely there. And Bear, I wanted to ask you too. Riley Marbell in that 92. Sam Brochu in that 25. Does that give you any advantage here every week, or especially in this race here, knowing what you're racing up against, or is it a disadvantage knowing of what challenges you have to go through every week?
Oh, Barrett, you still there?
Oh,
Looks like
did we lose
Barrett.
Barrett.
Looks like we might have lost Barrett Polimus there, and give him just another second. Maybe he's just got his mic on mute or something fell out real fast. Because the other thing is, he was our points leader coming into today and got a really good points haul, and going to get him back down there. And we're actually going to bring Riley Marabello up into the booth. And Riley, congratulations on the third place finish here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good run tonight. Congrats to Sam on the win, of course, my teammate, and Barrett on the second place, and Hayes on the fourth, the top four lockout for Spino, which is great. Of course, fun racetrack. I love Homestead. I wasn't really trying to go for the win tonight, though. I kind of just wanted to use this race as a test to see what I'm doing wrong with tire saving. So I pushed it really hard on that second run after green flag pit stops to see what I was doing wrong. Of course, I'm not going to spoil that here, but I figured it out. So hopefully we'll be back, stronger whenever I race again here.
Well, that's awesome. You always have to increase the notepad. And sounds like you did exactly that. Now, I want to ask you, when you came in for that final stop there and you found yourself in the lead in front of Sam, did you think that you had the speed to keep it there, or did you want to run the top because you needed to get around him?
Well, I did need to run the top to get around him. I once I got that lead, though, I knew he was going to run me back down because, like I said, I was just pushing it, didn't care necessarily. But had I maybe saved more, like I would in a normal situation, I'm sorry, I'm like butchering my thoughts tonight. I got a lot going on up in my head right now with school and stuff. I probably could have kept with him and maybe battled him at the end there.
Well, and I'm actually going to turn the topic a little bit to look at the points. Now, I know you were 19th in points coming into today, but this is going to be a great finish. And looking at one more race in the regular season before the playoffs. What's it going to take to get your truck into that top 12?
I don't have any plans of racing in the playoffs. I'm a part timer.
Gotcha. Well, that answers that, Riley. And before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to say hi to or say thank you to?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody at Spino Racing, gentlemen, thank you for putting on this great program here. Got a bunch of great guys: Sam, Barrett, Hayes, Jo, yourself. I mean, like, it's just wonderful. For all Kyle Larson related content, dirt, IndyCar, NASCAR, go check out at LarsonLand on Instagram. You might want to give them a follow. They're pretty cool. They do really professional posts on Larson. I know, like, he's kind of a polarizing figure in a way, but it's great. You should check him out anyways. Daytona Racing Collectibles for being a great shop. We actually visited them in Daytona not too long ago. I was down there for the 500, so them are pretty cool. And Spino Designs and Graphics and Snowman Studios. Go check them out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever.
Well, that was Riley Marabello, your third place finisher here at Miami Homestead. And we're going to bring Barrett Polimas back into the booth. Barrett, you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that, guys. My computer doesn't really like it when I close out iRacing. So, yeah, apologies for the technical difficulties.
Oh, it's all good. Barrett, we'll get back to it, though. My man, one question I had for you there as everything started to go haywire there was that you know the 92 of Ryan Marabello, you know Sam Brochu. What kind of factors comes into play with knowing those drivers here?
Well, you know, there are advantages and disadvantages to it. I think there's way more advantages than there are disadvantages, though. Like, we work together very, very well on track. If we're coming up on each other, you know, we'll let the others by unless it's like within 10 to go and getting into the closing stages and we're going for the win. I mean, we'll link up and draft together at the plate tracks, and you know, we always race each other cleanly and respectfully. Now, a downside that does come with that is that, first of all, they are very, very, very good drivers and they're very hard to beat. um,
Right.
yeah, so it's almost like whoever gets out in front of everyone first is going to be the winner of all of us. But even then, I mean, it's still fun to race with them. And then another disadvantage to it is that sometimes I feel like I have to give them more room than I would other drivers because they're my teammates and I don't want to upset them. You know, like I would care
Right.
more if I hit one of them and wrecked one of them than I would someone else. So,
Right.
but I mean, you could mark that down as an advantage or a disadvantage. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, yeah, I really enjoy working with those guys. They're really good friends of mine, so always a pleasure to race with them. And yeah, it's fun to have teammates that are really close to you.
Yeah, Barrett. Well, here tonight, you have another great run, finished in second. Talk about those point settings for a minute, Barrett, because all of a sudden you're at the top of the points table, creeping into playoff races here, Barrett. How are you liking your chances here in the eStockCar World Series?
As long as Blake Reynolds or Nate Stewart doesn't show up, then I like my chances pretty good. Yeah, so if those guys just stay at home, if those guys just stay away, then I'll be fine. But obviously, I mean, we still have a bunch of other good drivers. I don't think
Right.
Sam is in the playoffs, Rising on the playoffs. They're not full time, but I mean, Hayes is definitely a threat. Connor's a threat. You know, pretty much everyone in there is a threat. So, you know, just because we have a big points lead doesn't mean I'm going to back down at all. So, a 2-round or 2-race round is interesting. I've never seen that before. So, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we'll come out on. Oh, excuse me. Dinner's kicking in. Yeah. We'll see how that plays out. I think I like our chances though.
There we go. Well, Barry, before we let you go here tonight, anybody you wanted to shout out, anybody you'd like to thank here tonight that made this second place finish possible for you?
Yeah, just really my teammates tonight. Riley, Sam, and Hayes. We just brought him on. And then our team owner Jo, and then Connor, Barry for putting all this on. It's been a really fun league so far. Yeah, looking forward to next week at Bristol. I'll see you guys then.
Awesome, Barrett. Well, we appreciate you taking the time with us here, my man. Congrats on that second place finish here. I'm sure we'll see that 79 in victory lane next week. Barrett Polhemus, 79, second place here tonight.
Well, that's going to do it here. And we want to thank tonight's admin team as well as our broadcast partners here at Maconi Entertainment. Calling the action tonight was myself, Joey Atterbury, alongside Will Tiller in the booth, and Joe Donahue working the controls as our producer. Thanks to all of our viewers for tuning in to tonight's racing action. We hope to see you on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern for the 2023 Drivers Gauntlet. And then once again, right here, March 7th, for the next race of the eStockCar World Series at Bristol. Stay tuned to the Maconi Entertainment social media pages for all of our upcoming broadcasts so you don't miss a thing. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment, and we'll see you next time.